Hi everybody, I'm here celebrating Rangers' valiant effort at Old Trafford last night where we lost narrowly by 2 goals to 1 against the mighty Manchester United. And I thought I would celebrate with this single malt from Wales because it's the nearest you can get to Manchester, and it's called Penderyn. You won't be able to read that backwards. It's called Penderyn, but apparently that's Welsh for we are the people. So I thought, what a suitable way to celebrate a narrow defeat. I'll put that away just now. What can I say about last night's defeat? We did really well. We couldn't really have done much more. I think most people, fans, will be proud of the team for the way they performed and disappointed at the ending, obviously. But before the game, I would have taken a 2 or a 3-0 defeat as a victory, in inverted commas. So to lose by 2 goals to 1 and the way we did right at the death was disappointing, but in another way it sort of cheered you up. It gives hope for the future. I mean, when you think about it, we were up against it from the beginning. As the manager pointed out, we had 8 guys missing, especially people like Suter would have been vital, Sterling, in a game like that. So we were up against it. Not helped by the fact that at half time we had to replace one of the few central defenders we've actually got fit, and that was Balogun. So he obviously had to come off. And another guy who's been playing well the last 2 or 3 games, Barron, he had to come off injured as well. So when you change 2 of your starting lineup at half time due to injury, you know you're really up against it. And even more so when you bring on 2 18-year-olds, Rice and Curtis, to play in a game like that when they've only played about half an hour in the first team before. So we were really up against it before. That increased in the second half, but we still managed to make a fist of it, put up a good show, give them a few frights, make them realise we're no pushovers, maybe enhance the reputation of Scottish football slightly. Who knows? The English are so arrogant anyhow when it comes to football and looking at what it's like up here. But who knows? We didn't disgrace ourselves, and that's the main thing. We've practically qualified for the knockout rounds of the Europa anyhow. So the last game will determine if we end up in the top 8. I doubt it. The next 8, which is possible, and which means you're seeded in the knockout rounds, you'll get a bottom 8 team of the people who qualify, so that'd be good. So a decent night all round, just disappointing the way it ended, obviously. And in fact, when you think about it, in the first 10 minutes, we missed 2 great chances. Unfortunately, it fell to the 2 worst guys when it comes to scoring. I mean, Ridvan, must have scored, 1 goal in his whole Rangers career, and Iggerman put him straight through on the goalkeeper, and he took a touch, then he kind of stumbled, almost fell over his own feet. He actually ended up doing that, so he didn't even get a shot away. It just kind of bobbled in front of him. The goalie dived and saved it, and it went away to the side. So that was a glorious chance. And then later on, 4 minutes later or something, Tavernier fired one of his crosses, deep crosses in, and Ridvan, of all people, as they say, it was on the end of it, and anybody else that would have been in the net, but he kind of did a tame volley, side foot, straight at the goalkeeper, who admittedly still had to save it, but that was 2 great chances. We had 2 or 3 other chances throughout the game. An Iggerman shot was deflected and the goalie had to dive and scramble to save it. Second half, Rice put a lovely chip over the defence right onto Drossers, who I can't remember if he hit the post or just went by the post. He might have been offside anyhow, but it was a nice piece of skill from Rice and a not so nice piece of skill from Drossers. So we had our chances, they had their chances as well. Annoyingly, when they did score in the second half, Man U, it was a goalkeeping blunder, too many of them recently, by Jack Butland, his first game back since his injury, and he punches it into his own net, probably the worst sin a goalkeeper can make. But I'm not going to be too harsh on him. That was terrible, but some people are slaughtering him on social media since then. But he actually made 3 or 4 really good saves after that, so he kept us in the game. So, okay, unforgivable mistake, but he did keep us in the game with a few decent saves after that. When they scored, they had a good period of domination. We did well to hang in there. We fought for everything. Raskin especially was good at tackling and winning the ball back. Igaman did a great piece of work up front, just fighting for everything, trying to keep the ball, hold it up, pass it on. So I thought Raskin, Igaman, Proper had a really good game. Balogun had a good half game before he got injured. So some of the better players actually stood up and performed well, so good on them. Tavernier had a shocking first half at right back. They were going past him at will, and funnily enough, he played better in the second half when he moved in to take Balogun's place. Unfortunately, Ridvan went to right back. That's always a mistake because he's just hopeless at right back defending. So when these changes were made in half time, I just knew we'd had it. There's no way we're going to survive Balogun and Barron going off. So when it went 1-0, it could have been bad for a while, but we hung in there, kept it like that, got a reward after Drossers had come on, and the ball, just a ball punted up the middle. Donkey Maguire was on by this time. It went over his head. As it dropped down, Drossers took a lovely touch with his boot and then just fired it with his left foot low into the corner. Very unlike him, but what a finish. Brilliant finish. Everybody's delighted. We've managed to get the draw that maybe we deserved. And then in the 92nd minute, was it, they score the winner. And this shows the other side of Drossers. I can't remember who crossed the ball in from midfield. It wasn't out in the wing, it was midfield. And if you watch it again, Drossers sees him getting the ball and he trundles towards him, but he doesn't get anywhere near him, so the guy's able to fire the ball into the box. So that's the first rule. You don't let the crosses get into the box because anything can happen, and Drossers just didn't charge the guy down. Igaman, if he'd been near him, he would have probably charged it down and got in front of him, maybe even just made him hurry his cross, but Drossers didn't get anywhere near him, and that's typical of him when he's supposedly harassing the opposition. So anyhow, the ball went into the crowded box, and the main culprit, obviously Shefty, he lost his man, which happened to be Fernandez of all people behind him. He just ran behind him and half volleyed it into the net. Butland had no chance. So what a shame that it was a poor defensive mistake again like that by Shefty, which caused the winner to be scored. So very disappointing, but we can be proud of the way they played. They didn't do a Walter park the bus at Old Trafford type of game. We actually went toe-to-toe with them. We attacked when we could. We passed it about quite well. We got stuck in. We didn't show any fear. I thought most of the guys played well, apart from Tavernier in the first half. Ridvan probably the whole game, and a special mention here for that waste of a jersey by Rami. As I've said before, he's too weak mentally and physically. The young boys, Bailey Rice, when he came on, did more than Rami did the whole time he was on the pitch. He's just too weak. He hardly did anything. He doesn't get stuck in, he doesn't cover, he doesn't track back. Yes, he does the odd good pass, but that's about it. So he should be playing in games like that. He can't even handle the Motherwells or the Hibs of this world, so there's no way he's going to do well at Old Trafford. So he was the biggest disappointment, I would say. Just a pity we didn't have somebody like Hadji available, and obviously Danilo if he'd been fit and in the squad. So anyhow, only a few total failures. Most of the guys did well, did us proud. We can be happy with how they played. We've still got a great chance of being the top 8 of the knockout round rather than the automatic qualifiers. So if we do that, that'll be a good campaign. And if we're in that top 8, we get a team in the knockout from the bottom 8 of the 16 who have to battle it out. So let's hope all that happens. And let's hope we get a good win next Thursday against USG. We'll have deserved qualifying in such a way. So well done the lads.